Hi there, Lisa Rana here, and welcome to today's Assemble This video. This card is all about creating a beautiful rainbow background with a fun card design. Lots of ink blending and simple stamping for some stunning results. I'm featuring the April 2020 Sentiment Kit, Trust It Will Be Okay stamp set from Unity Stamp Company. That heart butterfly image is so pretty, and so many loving and supportive sentiments are included in this set. I have all my supplies gathered, just using some Nina Silver White cardstock, a blending brush, some die cuts, and then 3 distressed inks. The first one being Evergreen Burrow, and then Mustard Seed, and the last one is Worn Lipstick. I'm just going to start out with the yellow, and I'm putting that in the center of my card. And I'm building up color layer after layer. I'm doing light layers. I don't want to start out with a big blob of ink, so I'm doing some light blending and layering each color on top of each other to just kind of build up the vibrancy. Once I lay down the yellow, I'm using the warm lipstick for the pink, and I'm starting at the base of the card. Here you can see the layering of each level of blending. It started out pretty blotchy and kind of sparse, and so each time that I add a new layer of the pink, it just gets more and more vibrant and more solid. And I'm slowly blending that up into the yellow. Those two colors will blend together, and the yellow blended into the pink will make a bit of an orange. So this is how we're going to end up with our rainbow effect. So I keep going back and forth between the pink and the yellow just to get a nice blend. And now I'm going to move up to the top and work on the blue. This is actually peacock feathers, not evergreen burrow, so sorry about that. And I'm going to again just build up layer after layer of the blue. Starts out a bit splotchy and blotchy, but each layer will fill in and create a nice vibrant blend. Starting at the top and then slowly blending that into the yellow. The blue and the yellow will blend together, and then we'll get a lovely green color in between. So I'm picking that yellow back up and then blending that up into the peacock feathers, and you can just see how that green just pops as it starts to blend. And then I'm adding again another layer of the yellow, just want to make sure that that's as vibrant as the rest of the card. So this was die cut down with a stitched rectangle, and I'm using a ruler to kind of divide the panel into thirds. To be honest, I'm doing this mainly by eye because I didn't want to do the math, but the ruler did help me to see how this was divided into thirds. So I'm just making a mark with my pencil to help me determine where I'm going to cut these panels into thirds. It wasn't quite right there, so I ended up erasing that line and moving it down a little bit. So I have a stitched line, and this just creates a stitched edge. It doesn't actually cut the paper. So I lined it up on my panel, tacked that down with some washi tape, and then ran it through my die cut machine. I moved it down and used my other pencil as a guide, and I tacked that down and ran it through my die cut machine. As you can see, my washi tape wasn't very sticky. Probably should have grabbed another one because I ended up with a wonky cut. It moved as it went through my Big Shot. So I had to recut that. So I have an extra little wonky line, which doesn't bother me too much. These are homemade cards, so I do embrace my mistakes and just kind of move on. So I use those stitch lines as a guide and then cut my panel into third with my paper trimmer. And then I wanted to make sure I got rid of those pencil lines, so I took my eraser and erased those. So I'm just seeing how this lays out on my card front. I want to see the white cardstock come between each panel, so I'm just eyeballing how far apart I want these. I'm just going to flip these over, add some foam adhesive to the back. And then I'll just start gluing them straight down onto my card front. Trying to keep it as centered as possible. And then again, leaving a little bit of a border so we can see the white from the card front around each panel. Perfect. I really love that rainbow background. It just looks so pretty. Now I stamped this sentiment out, and I'm going to trim out each line individually. I did design this stamp to be used this way. It can be used all together, or it can be easily cut apart. So I'm leaving a little bit of a white border. I just like the way that it's going to end up mimicking the design of the card that I have going on with the white around each panel. And so I just trimmed each one of these out, leaving a bit of a white border. Once that was done, I added a little bit of foam adhesive to the back. And then I'm going to glue each one of each sentiment into each panel. Just like that. And then just for another level of fun, I'm going to be using some crystal Nouveau drops. These are opaque. And so I'm starting out with the blue up top and just doing 2 enamel dots around the sentiment. And then next I'll do the yellow. Again, 2 more enamel dots around that sentiment. And then moving down to the bottom, I'm going to use a pink, and I'm going to put 3 enamel dots around this bottom sentiment. And then last, I'm going to add the green, 1 at the top panel and then 1 in the middle panel. So here is the finished card with that gorgeous and bold rainbow background. I just love how vibrant the ink blending turned out, and how it is the perfect background for that butterfly-filled heart. The popped-up sentiments are fun, and I love how the matching Nouveau drops just add a bit of movement and interest to the card as well. I'll have all the supplies linked in the description of this video. If you have any questions or a sweet comment, post below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and were inspired. I'll see you next time. Bye.